बट मेरा सुझाव ये था कि पहले आप एक चिट्ठी दे दो, चिट्ठी दे के वो उनको क्लियर कर दो. Let it be incumbent on the speaker to act on those 4 points that is being raised by INC, and if the speaker doesn't act, then we will all unitedly move a no confidence against the speaker. No problem.
अजीब परिस्थिति विपक्ष ने खड़ी कर दी है, जहां पे विपक्ष को लगता है और खास तौर पे मुझे लगता है राहुल जी को लगता है कि खाता ना वही जो राहुल जी कहें बस वही सही. सिर्फ एक बात को लेकर राहुल जी की जिद ने पूरे सदन का ये बजट सत्र पूरी तरीके से वॉश आउट कर दिया. और तकलीफ मुझे इस बात की है कि भाई आपने अपनी वजह से अपने साथियों तक को नहीं बोलने दिया.
Well, so for a quick face-off, Vasudha, this evening, on what next and how long and how far can this exchange go on? At least Parliament begins to function in one way after that no confidence motion was submitted. Charu Pragya of the BJP joins us live. So does Saral Patel of the Congress. My first question to you, Charu Pragya, is this clearly becoming a situation where both sides are unwilling to relent? The onus perhaps on who to ensure that we don't have a continuing face-off in Parliament?
Hi, good evening. See, here's the issue. I don't know if it is a laughing matter because a joke has been made out of a no confidence motion, which is a very serious and a constitutional instrument which needs to be sparingly used. Or I should be crying because this is what the leader of opposition of my country has reduced Parliament to. You look at the visuals running on your screen right now. We had women MPs who were all set to get out the chair of our Honorable Prime Minister. This is pure gundagardi. This is not dissent. And the amount of dysfunction in the opposition, again, that also is a problem. You did not bother to even sign the no confidence motion. The date on that no confidence motion was wrong. So all your MPs put together couldn't even edit a document correctly. You wanted to resubmit it and then you backtracked on that also and you said we are reconsidering what is to be done. There is no coordinated signaling there. And also, I will say this again. You're lacking everywhere. You don't have unity. You don't have clarity. You have zero moral authority. Every day that you have entered Parliament, you have created a ruckus or rather a circus of a new kind, and that is deplorable. Action should be taken, and a very strong action needs to be taken against every single person who's been a part of this drama.
Let me take this question to Saral Patel.
You can do that outside.
Saral Patel, the fact that the opposition is not even united on this, the fact that, TMC's Abhishek Banerjee came out and said that, he wants to believe in constructive politics. How would you respond to that? The fact that, the opposition could not get everybody on board, and the fact that the visual, although, Charu, let me remind you that, a lot of people who have covered Parliament for several years have said that even the BJP was quite aggressive when it came to parliamentary behavior because it's the opposition's job to protest, and the Congress female MPs are saying that we were just standing there with a banner. We were not there to assault the Prime Minister, but there are security protocols.
Allow me to refute that.
There are security protocols, I understand.
Let me make one thing very clear. Never in the history of our Parliament it has happened that MPs have stormed the Prime Minister's chair. Prime Minister's chair. This was not this was not sloganeering. This was not tearing up papers. This
I think good evening.
Saral, the BJP making it clear that it was never this disruptive. So have you taken this a step further? Should there have been more rules and order, especially because the country wanted to know not just about the trade deal, but it wanted to listen to this discussion on budgets?
I think my friend from the BJP is being very disingenuous today, and I do not blame her for that, because I will show you some visuals, and these are not the old visuals. These are the visuals from 2014 when Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister, and we can clearly see BJP MPs gerawing the Prime Minister, and the Congress MPs had to come and defend the Prime Minister who was speaking from the BJP, right? So let us not say that this has not happened in the past. The BJP has gone a step further by hurling papers at the ministers and the Prime Minister also while they were speaking in the Parliament. And our MPs for last 11 years have not done any such acts. Right, so as far as the storming the well is concerned, and if you look at the layout of the Parliament also, the leader of House sits in the front. So whenever the opposition storms the well, it is the chair of the prime.
This was not storming the well. I'm sorry.
They march towards the chair of the prime
wait, Charu,
minister, right?
let Saral finish his point.
And
Go ahead,
coming back to the larger point of no confidence motion against Om Birla ji. So this is not against an individual. This is against a systematic destruction of parliamentary neutrality that we have witnessed for last 11 years. Speaker is not the guardian of the ruling party. Speaker is supposed to be the guardian.
Charu, respond
of
to that.
every
This is
single
not about
MP.
the individual. It's about the position. It's about the behavior of the speaker. Charu.
No, absolutely not. One, speaking in parliament is not a right you claim. It is a privilege which has been given to you, a privilege that you have misused time and time again. What do you use your time for?
No.
What have you used your time for? You've been insulting your own MPs. You have been quoting from a book which does not even exist. You can't even write a letter for moving the no confidence motion with clarity and unity. And this, might I remind you, is to be used when there is a clear majority discontent. That obviously was not the case, right? Had it been the case, more people would have bothered to sign it, starting with the leader of opposition, who himself did not bother to sign it. So it shows very clearly that here is an opposition
respond
which
to
is
the argument,
so
Charu,
disorganized, also
this
so
point,
disgruntled,
respond
that
to
it
the
has
argument.
made sure. Yeah.
Respond to the argument that the leader of opposition was quoting from excerpts that were published and wanted to make a point, and that the leader of opposition's voice was muzzled and not allowed to speak, and hence the face-off came about. Isn't it also the government's responsibility to not be so inflexible and ensure that there is some kind of communication with the opposition to allow the House to function?
Veera, thank you for bringing this up. Here, I just want to ask two things. One, when Penguin Publishing House clearly says that there are no copies in circulation, print or digital, and action is going to be initiated, legal action is going to be initiated against whoever is that speaks for itself. General Naravane has quoted Penguin themselves, and he has put out a tweet which has made it very clear that any extract from this book is not for public use. Delhi police has filed an FIR, has registered an FIR to this very effect. I want to ask Rahul Gandhi, where did you get this book from? Did you publish it yourself? Because it surely does not exist, in fact, and that's a question we all need to be asking. Where did Rahul Gandhi get a book
Veera, let me
that does
respond to
not
that.
exist? Penguin has said it does not exist. General Naravane has said it does not exist. Where has he got it from? In fact,
Saral,
police
respond.
will be arresting him.
I
Let
think
Saral respond to what you're saying, then Vasudha will
my
go.
friend from the BJP just responded with the same amount of arrogance that we saw from the Parliamentary Affairs Minister yesterday when he said,
"No, can you tell me where has this book come from when it has not been published?"
Charu, be patient enough. I was patiently listening to you, so you should be patient enough to listen to the answers. And
I will listen to you.
yesterday we saw the same brazen arrogance from the Parliamentary Affairs Minister when he said that Rahul Gandhi...
Charu, wait, let Saral respond.
You printed
Charu, Saral has been patiently listening to you. Let him respond. I'll get you time. Saral, please go ahead.
Opposition can speak outside the House, but he cannot speak inside the House. And this is the same thing that Charu Pragya said, that it is not a right to speak in the parliament, it's a privilege. That privilege is not granted by the government. That privilege to the opposition and to all the members of the House is granted by the people who elect them to that House. So this exposes the mindset of the government that they will not let the parliament functions by the rules and procedure or the parliament.
That it is incumbent upon the government to run the parliament. Is there something that the government, the treasury benches could have done to at least ensure that some part of the session runs? Charu.
See, we did our absolute.
No, I'm not done. I'm talking about the book. I'm not yielding. Vasudha. So when my friend speaks about the book, I was reading.
So, Saral, we can't get into the technicalities because Penguin has put out. Penguin has put out a statement. Let's talk about the no confidence motion, because we don't know what the truth here is. General Naravane's tweet is one chapter. There is Penguin's thing. We really have to get into what really happened. So let Charu respond.
Go ahead. Saral will make a quick point. Saral will make a quick point and then Charu will respond.
My friend kept talking about that this book doesn't exist. It is a fact that this book exists because the general himself had tweeted about it. Number one. I was also looking at the cover of the book which has been released. So before a book is released, the cover is published. If you look at that cover, the cover itself has a foreword by General Vijay Singh, who is the member of the BJP, and he writes that this is
Charu, let's go back to the Parliament.
Okay, Charu.
Is there something that the government could have done to ensure that there is this blockade ends? Because this logjam is also attributed to the government. It's incumbent upon the government to ensure that the Parliament runs, isn't it?
Quick response before we close.
And we've been doing our absolute best to ensure that more time of the Parliament, more money of all our taxpayers is not going to waste. See, look at the Congress spokesperson. The writer of the book has said the book doesn't exist. The publisher of the book, Penguin, has said the book doesn't exist. Yet Congress goes around waving
on
a copy
the record.
Of
he has said it multiple times that the book exists.
What is the extent of your delusion? Please tell me. What is the extent of your delusion?
That has not approved.
What is the extent of your delusion and where does it stop?
No, let's be clear. The book exists. The book has not been published. Why the government has not yet given it clearance for publishing is all part of the next debate I'm going to have. But I just wanted to close with very quick 20-second remarks from both of you as we close. Saral, first 20-second remark. What's the big takeaway?
So I think for, past 5 days, we have been hearing that, there was a security threat. This was a figment of imagination, which I'm very unfortunate that Speaker spoke about it in the House. But every day, let me ask a simple question. Every day, 1.6 crore of public money is spent on Prime Minister's security. Okay. And even after that, if Prime Minister feels insecure to come to a Parliament, which is the most secure building in the India, then this is a serious problem we have. And this raises about the question that paranoia that Prime Minister
because a lot of women MPs in the opposition specifically felt that, the BJP took it a little too far by saying that the women MPs wanted to assault the Prime Minister. Is that so? How do you feel about it?
Well, I would urge everyone to look at the video of Congress MP Jyotirmani. She's standing there deliberately gesturing. She's making sure everyone comes. It's a coordinated effort. And guess who's leading it? It's Imran Masood. He's the one who said Modi ke boti kari jayenge. He's the one who talks like that, and everybody is dancing to a tune orchestrated by him. And we have people like Saral who come here and defend this. I'll ask you again, if you're so serious about what goes on in Parliament, the least you could have done was ensure people signed your no confidence motion. That's the least you could have deserved.
All right, okay, we'll leave the debate right there because the face-off is likely to continue in Parliament, and Vasudha will bring us all the latest. Thanks very much to the two of you for joining us, because that next debate that we are heading into, Vasudha, is also one that's tied to this debate in more ways than one. The other big national face-off is actually over former Army Chief General Naravane's book being in public domain. The General himself broke his silence on the controversy and shared the statement by his publishers Penguin Random House that the book 4 Stars of Destiny has not been published, and any manuscript, digital copy or otherwise that's under circulation, Vasudha, is an infringement of its copyright, which means that the manuscript could be out in public, but it's an infringement of Penguin's copyright to publish the book. This statement comes after Rahul Gandhi stated that General Naravane had posted on social media a link to order a copy of the book in 2023 and insinuated that the publishers were lying. It's a pre-order copy according to the publishers, Vasudha, but the larger questions around this book will be in focus in the coming days.
That's right. In fact, this session, the budget session of the Parliament, has a lot of, lot of content on books. We also saw Nishikant Dubey, quote excerpts from several books, and then, of course, General Naravane's book is the flavor of the season. But today, Rahul Gandhi, the LOP in the Lok Sabha and Congress leader, also said that it's either the publisher that's lying or it is the Army General, and he said that he completely trusts the former Army Chief and that there's a lot that Penguin has to answer. So clearly, many questions there, Veera. We don't know what really, how did people get access to a book that has still not been approved? Right. Several questions there. Let's take a look at some reactions.
Either Mr. Naravane is lying, and I believe the Army Chief. Okay, I don't think he will lie, or Penguin is lying. Somebody needs to, both cannot be telling the truth. Okay.
So do you think this is a conspiracy?
The link is from Amazon.eu.
Yeah.
Penguin is saying something, they're saying the book is not being published. Right? The book is available on Amazon. General Naravane has tweeted, as I just read to you, that please buy my book. And I think he tweeted that in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. 23. Sorry, 2023. So Naravane ji, who's the army chief, who I believe, over Penguin. Do you believe Penguin over Naravane ji?
ये कॉपीराइट का वायलेशन है और हम इसके लिए उचित कार्रवाई भी कानून में करेंगे। अतः यह स्पष्ट है कि अपने चाल और चरित्र के अनुसार राहुल गांधी ने फिर देश के सामने झूठ फैलाया है। जिस किताब को घुमा रहे थे वो किताब फर्जी है, वो किताब छपी नहीं है। क्या मतलब है? आप विपक्ष के नेता हैं और आप फर्जी चीज सदन में साइड कर रहे हैं और आप उसको दिखा रहे हैं, और जो चीज फर्जी है, जो चीज छपी नहीं, उसको आप ऑथेंटिकेट करने की बात कर रहे हैं। तो राहुल गांधी ने राजनीतिक शुचिता, संसदीय परंपरा और कानून सबों का उल्लंघन किया है।
Well, those are the political reactions, but how do we make sense of this debate? What about the copies that are being circulated? Joining us this evening, strategic affairs expert Sushant Sareen from the ORF and also political analyst and author Sanjay Jha. Thanks to the two of you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the show this evening. Sanjay, how does one make sense of this? Should the LOP be held responsible for sharing copies of a book on national security that's yet to be cleared for publishing, or is the onus on the publisher to take responsibility for such copies and the government to answer why it's withholding clearance for the book? How do we make sense of this face-off?
Good to be back on the program with both of you again, and a good evening to Sushant as well. I think what's disappointing to me, and I'm looking at it from a bipartisan point of view, that it's taken 2 years for the Ministry of Defense to approve a book written by a general who has been, I think, a decorated soldier for India. Now, I have read certain excerpts of the book, and I'm astonished that even whatever Rahul Gandhi has put out in the public domain, and by the way, he's used a printed hardcover of the book. So you have to take Penguin Random House with a pinch of salt. Let me be very frank with you. And the second part is, I think he's mentioned some things about the Agnipath scheme, which I think probably is what has got this government's knickers in a twist. But I think broadly, the government should have allowed the book to be published. There would have been no melodrama at all. I mean, end of day, I believe in India, we are not transparent enough to have conversations in this country. There is nothing uncomfortable if a general says that he does not agree with the way the Agnipath scheme was hurriedly brought into the public space. So I do believe that the government of the day is being very thin-skinned. And recently they even...
We'll just get into the politics of it in just a bit. Mr. Sareen, you are an author and you also know how the army operates. Help me understand, does it take so long for the army to approve a book like this? And if a book has not been approved, then how do some copies get published?
Look, it's one of those rare occasions where I'm largely in agreement with Sanjay. It's a theater of the absurd what we are watching right now. It shouldn't take 2 years. If you think there are some parts of the book which are going to harm national security, by all means censor it, excise it, right? It is within the prerogative of the government to do that, because General Naravane is a former army officer and there are certain rules by which he has to abide. You can't be sitting on a book for 2 years and twiddling your thumbs and say that we don't even know what is wrong in the book. Secondly, from whatever I have heard about the book and whatever little extracts I have read, it seems that there is nothing for the government to take so much of offense to. There would be maybe a couple of sentences, maybe a couple of paragraphs, where a serving general was not agreeing with the government, and it is well within the government's prerogative to overrule the general and say that no, we want to bring this scheme in. And yes, the opposition can keep raising hell, which is its right, but the government should have a bit of a thick skin and say that, look, we are convinced that if we are, for example, if Sanjay is saying about the Agnipath scheme, the government should say that, look, we are convinced that this is the scheme that is going to be the future of the Indian armed forces. And that's it. They should be able to stand by it. There's no reason why they should imagine that everybody will, put a rubber stamp to whatever they are saying. And We have to remember this is not Pakistan or any other country where generals can run amok. Governments have the right to overrule generals in India. So I don't understand what the whole issue is all about. But I will
It's
just
an
say one
important
thing.
point that you're making, Mr. Sareen, that you don't understand what the issue is about. But I want to ask the larger question of it. Sorry, go ahead. You were finishing a point. Yeah, please go ahead.
The problem nowadays, it might not have been there maybe 4 years back, 5 years back. But nowadays, I'm sure all of you have tried out AI systems. If you have some kind of extract of the book and you put it through an AI system, you can generate something which sounds very similar to the rest of the text. So you could actually spike the book, but I have no way of knowing what is there in the public right now, whether it is the actual book, it is not the actual book. So the better thing to do is bring out the actual book, have a bit of a thick skin. Why else would you be in politics? If you have a thick thin skin,
all right, you're making an important point, and I just want to counterintuitive question to Sanjay Jha. Sanjay, when the extracts of a book which don't know the whole contents of the book and offer extracts can be quoted out of context, when the extracts of a book becomes the subject matter of discussion in Parliament, is it responsible to make it such a large debate, A, and B, is it then incumbent upon the government to perhaps release the book in its full so that everybody knows what's there?
See, Veera, I mean, we can keep talking till the cows come home, whether this is a final manuscript, whether it is a printed book or not. Now they're even investigating it. I think it's so bizarre because the truth is that so far I haven't seen either the publisher or the general contradict the content of whatever material has been quoted in an article and whatever Rahul Gandhi has talked about. Personally, I think Sushant and I are on the same page, because to believe that at every point the civilian leadership of the country and the military generals will be in agreement is living in a fool's paradise. These happen all the time. There will be differences of opinion. And if somebody is articulating that in a book, for God's sake, respect it. It doesn't make a person an anti-national, or there is no violation of an Official Secrets Act. I believe the book praises the government in many places. So my simple answer to you.
That's exactly what I wanted to ask you people also. Mr. Sareen, there's a lot of fear-mongering that's also going on because people are talking about Official Secrets Act. People don't even know if they can open the PDF that they've received on WhatsApp, And also the larger turn that this controversy has taken, because there's a library that a BJP MP is wanting to, establish on all the books that have been censored during Nehru Gandhi, Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi's regime. So can you also tell us about the larger politics that this controversy has taken, about censorship, about national security?
That is the unfortunate part. One, there should not be censorship of a book unless, it's a book which is preaching some kind of, balkanization of India or something hateful or something like that. I think all books should be allowed. Politicians' lives are there in the public domain. If somebody is commenting on any politician, why not? I don't think, we should deify politicians to a point where we are constantly worshipping them. They've all had their foibles and they've all had their, peccadillos, which they've all had. So I say I would welcome, please start a library of all the banned books.
Okay.
Why not? In most of them are available any case. If you want, I can give you how you can access many of those books online. So that's not a problem. So, there are so many important things that ideally should have been discussed in Parliament right now. Yes, the budget, of course. Yes, certainly the US trade deal. And the government needs to, and this is the full toss really. As far as I am concerned, from what I can make of the extracts that have been released, that's a full toss which has been bowled to the government. And they have...
On the point that it's a full toss that's been bowled, Sanjay Jha, given you 10 seconds to finish this conversation. Go ahead.
Let me tell you one thing, Veera and Vasudha. I have published books. I'm also a published author. And in fact, Penguin Random House published one of my books. The normal process is that they do a pre-order when the book is printed. To be very frank, when the book is printed, perhaps not in the retail stores. But there is one thing that I think we all need to understand here, that, all authors look for an endorsement. Now, if there's a Sashi Tharoor, General VP Malik, I think C. Raja Mohan, Nitin Gokhale, they have definitely read, if not the whole book, excerpts of it. Nobody is denied the content of whatever is being quoted in the public space. I just don't understand Mr. Modi's government. They need to have a lot more courage of conviction. Decisions have been taken, right or wrong. Somebody's critical.
Okay.
Move on. Just move on.
Okay. It's time to read the books and cut the politics, perhaps, to understand what really happened when, not just the excerpts, but the full book. But thanks to the two of you for joining us here this evening. Vasudha, that book debate will play out for a bit as well, till it's perhaps out in full and officially from the publishers. But now to a quick bit of breaking news, Vasudha, on what's become a favorite topic for political speculators, the Karnataka power tussle between Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah. Shivkumar's visit to New Delhi, Vasudha, has sparked off a little more allocation. He said he's categorically said all MLAs are together in the party, and that he has had several conversations with the Chief Minister. But that speculation continues, Vasudha.
That's
136.
In your support, sir? Sir, in your support, sir, you are saying that 136 are in your support.
136. ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು AICCಲಿ ನನಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಒಂದು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗು ಟೈಮ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಥೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಟೈಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
Well, I think what D.K. Shivkumar is trying to send across, Vasudha, is that, look, all MLAs are united and we're all together, and he has the support, so does the Chief Minister, of all 136 MLAs. Prashant, of course, this controversy keeps playing out, Vasudha, and you have been tracking it very closely. I wonder what you're hearing from the Congress High Command, the both of you. First, Prashant.
Well, Veera, one of the arguments that was given for not changing the leadership in Karnataka was the fact that, D.K. Shivkumar did not have the adequate numbers in his support. But now he is claiming that he has the support of all the 136 MLAs. But we know this, it is a bit far-fetched, because we know that Siddaramaiah also has support of so many MLAs. But I think what D.K. Shivkumar is trying to say, that he has the support of many of the MLAs, but every time he comes to Delhi, I have been told that he has come to Delhi primarily for having a discussion regarding Assam, because he is one of the observers for Assam Assembly election. He has driven straight to Indira Bhavan in Delhi, which is the Congress headquarters, and he is currently having a meeting in Indira Bhavan. So I think he is trying to send across the point that he also has the support of a number of MLAs. But when he says that he has the support of 136 MLAs, it is for anybody guess now.
Right, so there is another round of shadow boxing by D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah there. D.K. Shivkumar, Deputy Chief Minister, saying that he has support of MLAs. Thank you, Prashant, for joining us. And Veera, my sources tell me that Kerala is going to be the focus of the Congress party now. Before that, it was Bihar. And they are telling me that they will turn their focus to Karnataka only after Kerala elections.
That's right, Vasudha. That's exactly what the truth is. And this is perhaps just all about speculation, as it's been for many, many months now. Let's see where that goes. But then after weeks of uncertainty, Vasudha, Vijay's much anticipated General Naravane may not have any further speculation. It may finally release this February, because the producers have withdrawn the case before the High Court and have decided to allow the seek the CBFC to review and issue certification, Vasudha.
That's right, Veera. In fact, there are some procedures that still remain, but it's been largely a good day for the fans and admirers of actor-turned politician Vijay. Let's take a look at this report.
Thalapathy Vijay and his final real project, General Naravane, heading towards a major breakthrough. After months of navigating legal landmines, the superstar turned politician could soon see his final dance on the big screen. According to sources, The makers of the film are targeting a release date of around February 19th or 20th. After withdrawing their plea against the censor board from the Madras High Court, the film has now been sent for review and final certification. The timing of the release is particularly significant, aligning perfectly with Vijay's evolving political plans. Vijay's party TVK is set to hold a major rally on February 13th in Salem, positioning perfectly for a big box office splash. The film is said to have sharp political undertones and a theme that magnifies Vijay's Masiha image, the Jananayagan for the masses. The additional symbolism and sympathy around Jananayagan being Vijay's last ever film not only adds fire to the ticket collections but also mobilizes political support from the youth. The urgency around the release is also linked to the poll calendar. The announcement of election dates is expected around the last week of February, making the pre-announcement release all the more important. TVK is set to fight solo, while Alliance buzz continues to crowd the front pages. But the fans are completely focused on seeing their star on silver screen one last time, preparing for a celebration like no other. A celebration they have waited several months for. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, finally, Jananayagan seems to be bracing for a release. Remember, it will set off the start of another round of Vijay's political campaign ahead of the election. So crucial from multiple points of view for the TVK and for Vijay. But we'll slip into a very short break. When we come back, we'll discuss the Telangana urban local body elections that will take place tomorrow.
मेड इन इंडिया क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? मस्टर्ड ऑयल. इट इज आवर फ्लैगशिप ऑयल.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं. इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से.
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी.
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में. पी मार्क द मस्टर्ड स्पेशलिस्ट सिंस 1933.
सरसों से सरसों.
आपको शायद पता नहीं होगा, अपार ने INS विक्रांत के लिए 150 से ज्यादा तरह के केबल्स बनाए हैं. देश के टॉर्पीडोस में भी हैं अपार के केबल्स. वंदे भारत भी अपार के केबल से ही स्पीड पकड़ती है और यही वायर्स और केबल्स हमारे घरों को भी पावर करते हैं. विश्वास इसमें अपार, तभी तो ये है देश का तार.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
बरसों से सरसों
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, ऐसे मत कीजिए. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to. And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude, we're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV. NDTV 24/7, total domination in Davos. The world's biggest voices first. Iconic visionary Bill Gates. World Bank President Ajay Banga. IMF Chief Kristalina Georgieva. IBM CEO and President Arvind Krishna. India.
Welcome back. The elections to 7 municipal corporations and 116 municipalities, including the newly constituted ones across Telangana, will be held on the 11th of February, and the counting of votes will be conducted on the 12th of February, according to the State Election Commission. According to the SEC, polling for the urban local bodies will take place on the 11th of February, and it's seen as a crucial election because it would mean a referendum on the Telangana government, some would say, but it also has multiple political convolutions and contradictions as well in that battle, which has been a charged battle between the Congress, which is trying to re-establish or establish its dominance, the BRS trying to regain lost ground that it lost in the assembly elections, and also the BJP wanting to emerge as the principal player in Telangana. Joining us this evening, Krishant Manne of the BRS, we'll have Rachna Reddy of the BJP and also Ram Mohan Reddy of the Congress. Thanks to all three of you for joining us here on the show this evening. Ram Mohan Reddy, this is seen, would you agree, as a referendum? Possibly the results would be a referendum on the Revanth Reddy government's performance.
Of course, we do agree that this is going to be a referendum because every time we accepted their challenges, But somehow both the BJP and BRS already always took this U-turn whenever it come to the results. Okay, when we compare with the by-elections of Jubilee Hills, for that matter, Panchayati elections, which recently happened, we have seen the fate of both the BJP and BRS, who are famous like. Who are really good in doing political theatrics compared with doing serious, addressing serious issues. Because our government is committed in giving schemes, not only schemes, but development of the state as well. But BJP, despite being in power for past 12 years, they gave nothing to Telangana, and they have shown us the discrimination because people have already sealed the fate of the BJP and BRS in these coming elections.
All right, Krishant Manne, is it going to be a battle for survival for the BRS because the BJP wants to take over the opposition space, some would say?
Well, Veera, every election is important for a political party. We would give a serious fight to every election. Now, Congress, they are forgetting that before 2023, they could manage only to win 8 municipalities. So now that they are in government, arrogance cannot speak much, but their work should speak, which didn't see visible anywhere in the agenda of the Honorable Chief Minister. Because when it comes to municipalities, it is more about development. Right from garbage cleaning, particularly the municipal minister is none other than our Honorable Chief Minister. They have failed in picking up the garbage. Mosquito is a menace today here in Telangana. The viral diseases also. So they've not done anything in the last 2 years. There's no work at all. No infrastructure built up, no road repairs, nothing at all. They are still in the say that we will start schemes. What schemes? You've already given numerous guarantees, declarations, promises. And in this entire election campaign, we've not heard a single word from Honorable Chief Minister Revant, except for abuse, except for hate against KCR. One thing, see, during our time, we've explained that in 2021, Telangana state, 12 municipalities won the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs awards for Swachh Sarvekshan. Why did we get it? Because we've done work. 2022, we've bagged 16 awards from the Government of India. Our 16 municipalities got awards. So because we did work, we went and explained to the people and we've asked vote. So we definitely believe that we will...
Let me get Ram Mohan Reddy to respond very briefly before I go to Rachna Reddy. Ram Mohan Reddy, respond to what Krishant Manne is saying.
See, from sanitation to global capability centers, even this government has bagged several awards. Okay, if we just list out these, then the time will not be enough. Okay, it is not about awards. But let me remind the fact that all the municipalities were being in position of BRS party till today, from past 10 years. So this time we are asking the opportunity to solve them better. Since we are sitting in the administration, so people want that, a friendly government who will help them when it comes to the resolution of their grievances.
Okay, Rachna Reddy, I give you the last word on this election. Is it about the BJP having to finally establish itself in Telangana? Will this be a test of whether it is actually growing after that assembly election performance?
I will borrow from what Ram Mohan has just stated. Since BRS has been in power in the municipalities for the last 5 years or more, etc., we are now asking the municipalities to elect the Congress because we are in power and because they want to claim that it is a friendly government. I mean, is Ram Mohan or rather the Congress party trying to say that you better elect us or otherwise we are going to cut the funds? Because that's what seems to be the case. Because if you do not elect the Congress, they are going to likely cut the funds. And that is what most of them are threatening during the campaigning as well. So here is a Congress party. This is more than for the opposition. This is an acid test for the Congress party because it has been an absolutely non-performing, inefficient government over the last 2 years. I mean, administration is at a standstill in the state. I mean, we need not even speak about the awards and the rewards. So the fact is it's an acid test for the Congress party. Let's see how many they win. But the threats are real. So if the same friendly government will be in existence only and
All right.
only if the Congress party is elected, then we know where the municipalities stand. Because municipalities in this country, and especially in the state, really,
all right,
really
okay, we'll have to
require the
leave
focus
this.
of the government.
I know this is an intense debate. I know Ram Mohan Reddy, you want to make a point, but I'm going to come back to the three of you, I promise, on the 13th, after the results, to have a fierce debate with much more time. Unfortunately, today we've really completely gone short of time. I just wanted to register the importance of that municipal body elections that's going to take place in Telangana on the show. Thanks to all three of you for joining us. But very briefly, before we go to the face-off in Karnataka over the Mysore sandal soap, the heritage soap has a new brand ambassador in Tamanna Bhatia, the actor. But then it's also led to a controversy that's old, some would say, but got refurbished with posts from BJP leaders. Listen in.
An icon of Karnataka, Mysore sandal soap, now in a new look, is stepping into a fresh chapter. The Congress government has announced a major relaunch of Mysore sandal soap as Karnataka Soaps and Detergents Limited, or KSDL, sets its sight on scaling up business across India and overseas. Industries Minister MP Patel says KSDL is targeting an ambitious annual turnover of Rs 5,000 crore by 2030. But even before the relaunch could make headlines for business growth, politics took center stage. The trigger? Actor Tamanna Bhatia continuing as the brand ambassador of Mysore sandal soap. BJP leaders have slammed the Congress government for choosing a non-Kannada actor for a brand deeply linked to Karnataka's identity. The BJP has named several Kannada actors, including Ramya, Rashmika Mandana, Srinidhi Shetty, Pooja Hegde, and Rukmani Vasant, arguing that overlooking local talent insults Karnataka's cultural pride. The controversy, however, is not new. Tamanna was first appointed as KSDL's brand ambassador in May last year, reportedly for Rs 6.2 crore, a move that sparked protests from pro-Kannada groups and opposition leaders. According to the government, Tamanna's 28 million plus social media following makes her a strategic choice for expanding Mysore sandal soap beyond the south.
It's a new chapter in my life as an artist. And I'm so excited that in this very new phase, where I take on new roles, new challenges and new responsibilities, I get to be the face of Mysore sandal soap.
As Mysore sandal soap attempts to balance legacy with national ambition, the debate continues. Is pan-India appeal more important than regional pride? Bureau Report, NDTV.
Many questions on that controversy, but ultimately it's a soap and a soap brand. That's all we have time for on the Southern View this evening. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
सरसों से सरसों।
Other opposition parties.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
को यहाँ से
जाना ही होगा।
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
TMC जावे, BJP आसपे।
Can Didi fight off her life's biggest challenge?
BJP double engine সরকার এই লড়াই বাঁচতে হবে।
Battleground Bengal with Manogya Loiwal.
Alright team, our new order show is ready. Now we need a promo. Something cool, something sharp.
Well, I'm sure we'll be having outstanding reviews, solid suggestions,
Expert advice, the latest trends. It's a lot simpler. We'll help people make the right auto decisions. It's got the cool stuff, geeky stuff, serious stuff, all of it, so that you can discover, decide and drive. I'm Siddharth Sharma and I am your Automate.
From 1983 to now, I have seen cricket evolve, but the mindset to win never changed. I tell you that what win matches and what doesn't. This T20 World Cup, let's talk cricket, controversies and more on NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
Made in India क्यों नहीं? हमारे पास क्या है? Mustard oil. It is our flagship oil.
और हमें गर्व है कि 1933 से हम पी मार्क कच्ची घानी मस्टर्ड ऑयल का उत्पादन कर रहे हैं। इस मूल्यवान स्वदेशी प्रोडक्ट को बनाने में हमने खुद को समर्पित किया है पीढ़ियों से।
माँ भी हमेशा पी मार्क मस्टर्ड ऑयल में ही खाना बनाती थी।
कुछ तो बात है इस दिल में। P Mark, the mustard specialist since 1933.
बरसों से सरसों।
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Rawat, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindhu.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits. And the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live. Unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. In Vikrant. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
21 days. Good evening and a very warm welcome. You're watching India Matters on Tuesday night with me, Shiv Arur. As always, let's get you straight to the headlines at 8 tonight. Has Rahul Gandhi's book stunt boomeranged and backfired? Former Army Chief General Naravane breaks his silence on the controversy around his unpublished memoirs, shares the publisher's note that fact-checks Rahul Gandhi. Has this completely collapsed on the Congress agenda? Total breakdown in Parliament. Government side releases videos of Congress MPs blocking the Prime Minister's chair in the local